If it rains, the grass gets wet. If you don't hurry, you'll miss the train. If I spoke Italian, I would work in Italy. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Sounds all familiar, but you don't know the difference? Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here. Don't forget to like this video and don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to visit my website. I offer free trial lessons and other very interesting courses. If you sign up to my website and become a member, I will send you monthly newsletters and free PDFs. So hurry up and sign up. At the beginning of this video, I gave you 4 sentences. And this is our new topic, conditionals. First, I want to talk about the sentence structure. Because when talking about conditionals, we have to keep in mind that there is a conditional clause, or also called if clause, and a main clause. Let's look at the sentence, if it rains, the grass gets wet. In red, you can see the if clause, if it rains, and in green, you can see the main clause, the grass gets wet. The clauses are interchangeable in their order, so you can say, if it rains, the grass gets wet, or you can say, the grass gets wet if it rains. But, did you notice anything? Is there something different? Let's look at it again. If it rains, the grass gets wet. The grass gets wet if it rains. There's something missing if we put the main clause in the first order. You don't put a comma if the main clause comes first. Again, no comma if the main clause comes first. This is really important. You only put a comma if the if sentence comes first, or the conditional. Keep that in mind. Now, let's look at the zero conditional. The zero conditional is used to make statements about the real world and often refers to general truths, such as scientific facts. The time is now and the situation is real and possible. Here are some examples. If you freeze water, it turns into ice. Plants die if they don't get enough water. If you want to see me, you need to call me. If my husband has a cold, I usually have one too. If babies are hungry, they cry a lot. You need to work hard if you want to succeed in life. These are all general truths and real and possible. Also, you can see that you always have an if clause or conditional clause and a main clause, and they're interchangeable. Now, let's look at the form of the zero conditional. As mentioned before, there is always an if clause and a main clause. Both have a different structure. So let's look at the if clause first. The if clause always starts with the if, then there's the person or the object, and then you have the verb in the present simple, and sometimes there's something, as I call it, the rest. In the main clause, you have the person or the object, the verb in the present simple, and then the rest of the sentence. I just wanted to remind you that I have a very nice video about the present simple and present continuous. I will link it up here. So if you need a refresher, just click here and watch the video again. Okay, let's get back to the form of the zero conditional and let's look at some examples. If you freeze water, it turns into ice. Here you can see in the if sentence, it starts with the if, then you have the object in this case, then you have the present simple, the verb in the present simple, then you have the comma, of course, and then in the main clause you have the object again, then you have the verb in present simple, and then you have the rest of the sentence. If babies are hungry, they cry a lot. Again, the sentence starts with if, then we have the person, which is in this case babies, then we have the verb in the present simple, are, then we have the rest of the sentence, which is hungry, then we have a comma, and we are in the main clause. In the main clause, it starts with the person, which is they, then again the verb in the present simple, which is cry, and a lot is the rest. Let's summarize everything. The zero conditional is used to make statements about the real world and refers to general truths such as scientific facts. It's in the now and the situation is real and possible. If I eat peanuts, I will get sick because I'm allergic. If water reaches 100 degrees, it boils. You always have a conditional clause, also called the if clause, and the main clause. If water reaches 100 degrees, it boils. So you see, the first part is the if clause, which is separated by a comma, and the rest is the main clause. The clauses are interchangeable, so you can also say water boils if it reaches 100 degrees. The difference is that there is no comma that separates the two clauses. Again, no comma if the main clause comes first. The word order of the zero conditional looks like the following. We have the if clause, which starts with the if. Then there's the person or an object. Then we have the verb in the present simple form. Sometimes we have a rest of the sentence. Then we have a comma, and we are in the main clause, which starts with the person or the object, the verb in the present simple form, and then the rest of the sentence. Again, if you need a refresher on the present simple, click on this link here, which will lead you there. I also have other videos about all the English tenses, if you need it, of course. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this video. I hope to see you in the next episode of Learn English with Sandra.